flashes and a kit on then also their name. faveN clearing under, spots out hallzerk, does the odd bit of damage where he can. hallzerk is rushing towards top mid, spots out kressy, traded out by slaxz, means that the long aggression is still going to be accounted for. And for Sprouts, in this 4-on-4,
any kind of aggression, he's still just holding towards these mid doors, but as there's a little bit of presence towards the B site, he's going to start the rotation, and Forest, there's the first headshot.
Well, that's an opening, and now with a man advantage, let's see if Dignitas are able to trade friberg. He's going to try and get the next 10 of the match. Sorry, if Sprout can trade, just seen that Sprout, of course, on that CT side, and of course, as the other bit of damage is done, faveN falls, and with HEAP doubling down on the slaxz as well, it's all on Denis alone in a 1 versus 4. What good can he hope to do? And for Sprout, looks like not much. friberg comes out on top, and even though it says round with a Sprout, there's actually Dignitas who take the lead 1-0. And for slaxz, he'll try and negate that with this sort of scoped in towards mid, but no one's spotted out just yet, though we see long control go out now, and with kressy just shutting down letcro instantly. He'll try to regress the perfect flashes by Spiidi, means that HEAP also falls, and the assault from hallzerk, what good can it do? Good for 1. Ooh. He's actually been able to double up as well as he shuts down faveN elsewhere, putting it down into a 3-on-2, and as the
chance of this retake.
Obviously, kressy, he spots out the first member. It's Spiidi to get the kill, though. And now Forest left alone in a 1v3. He's got no choice but Spiidi and kressy. Got it.
But he's not English, he's German, and in German, I don't know.
Oh, I can
be like
either.
Crazy.
Let's see friberg. He'll make his way towards mid, just making sure that no one's caught out just yet. And with this aggression on towards B, it's perfect. friberg with 2 quick kills means that Sprout have to reaggress elsewhere, well, anywhere other than B. And frankly, that's an impossible task considering that with the aggression up towards short, slaxz is about to fall. The second letcro gets into position to shoot. Does just that. Now for Spiidi and kressy, what can they hope to do, Josh? I think it might be a matter of just saving.
Wow, this is not a good round at all from Sprout. Of course, they won the last, and then what was a shaky force by here from Dignitas has actually prevailed quite nicely. Not lost a single.
This next attack of Sprout, because I think they could probably just justify a buy next round. And even though kressy got a beautiful shot from hallzerk, actually is able to upgrade to the AWP, but you're able to. We butcher most of the ones we attempt, most of the foreign words we attempt, don't we, Josh? But you see, that's how he to defend long. Denis, he deletes HEAP there. Beautiful shot. hallzerk, he tries aggression, but this time slaxz is ready for it. And this is a really clean execution from Sprout, looking to hit this position on A, but it's a fast flag from letcro. He pulls ahead, kressy falls, and the trade not there by his teammate of Spiidi, who again has no choice but to try to swing forward. Denis is the one to finish the job, but with Forest's kill to faveN, that's the bomb in no man's land, and now that is a very, very strong spot to be in for Dignitas. Well, Denis onto Forest leaves it all on friberg, alone in the 1 versus 3. Good for 1. He too is taken down. And for Sprout, they finally make it 2, and because they've been forced to show some respect, and now they're almost a little scared. That's an opening though. slaxz deleting Forest, and as hallzerk's forced away by these mollies, he now has to be careful.
This is going to be that pivot point that they're going to play off of.
It very much will be. There's letcro good for 1. Spiidi to trade, definitely puts it into hot congestion, but kressy, that's a beautiful shot to friberg.
It was looking worrying. Yeah, as you say, they just recovered it really, really nicely. It looks like they're actually going to peek into pit here as well. With this sniper, they were
with faveN going down so low on HP, a well-timed push is everything. hallzerk, the molly forces him away, but that won't actually keep him away. Denis falls, the nade finishes off faveN. Now as the flashes go out, HEAP's in a lot of trouble as the follow-up flash allows slaxz to be taken down. And Dignitas, they've responded to short control perfectly.
Plant. I'm quite surprised with the way Dignitas are playing this, to be honest. With the 3-man stack towards short, they're really banking on this being an A hit.
Prospect of resets. The fact that now being very, very passive means that Dignitas have got to try and maybe overextend to Hunt, but with a double AWP setup, they'll be more than happy to keep it
duty. And as he gets flashed off the angle, he'll deploy the smoke, but he should know exactly where these members are.
We see the push go through. Forest able to trade on the faveN, puts it down to a 4-on-3, and even then, Forest alone towards B is doing such a good job at holding Sprout. They're almost scared to push through the smoke. There's the flash, there's the push. Trade there from Forest once again. slaxz eventually finishes the job, but with Spiidi onto HEAP, puts it down on a 2-on-2. The regression of letcro is something to fear, but slaxz comes out on top. That's a beautiful shot. And now hallzerk alone in a 1 versus 2. He's got no choice but to try and shift through the smoke over towards door. AWP in hand, he might try and catch the odd player off by surprise. Good for 1. Spiidi to trade, and it's a beautiful recovery for Sprout there to make it a 6-5 in what was a 4-on-2 situation.
Yeah, that was a really massive round from Forest, but it wasn't enough. Well, I suppose it's enough on his part, but the rest of his teammates, they just weren't there outputting the same kind of impact. Of course, hallzerk did find himself one in that 2 versus 1 situation, but Sprout were playing it perfectly, playing off of each other. As soon as the first man died, way up and not spotting out anything, they can confirm this is going to be an A here. But with 30 seconds left on the clock and all of the A util flying over, it's kind of no surprise here. HEAP, he does a lot of damage through that smoke, but he can only find 1 kill before being traded. It's a 4-on-4, but look at the damage done to Sprout. kressy doesn't care. He's continuing to find the frags, and the slaxz finds another. This might just fall away from Dignitas.
If hallzerk fallen there, that would have been horrifically one-sided. However, forest falls to kressy. kressy goes to the jump shot as well before Denis finishes the job. So Sprouts, they just sprung to life. That's probably would win the AWP duel here between forest and Spiidi. And as forest shifts forward, Spiidi still comes out on top. A beautiful shot there, and now that might just spur. Gotta be really damn careful now as the molly start peppering their position. friberg, he's got to deliver here.
This is a completely mental round from Sprout. I thought they were going to go for the triple AWPs and leave an AK and spawn to switch out, do after going for those opening picks, but they had too much time left on the clock and no presence towards A whatsoever. I don't get it. Obviously, he'd lost his other member, so he was potentially worried about some kind of wraparound from mid. Either way, him falling off and not being able to...
Please be careful, as HEAP seems acutely aware that a player could be towards blue. kressy peeks out, HEAP deletes him there. And now as the util goes flying, Sprout get ready to just make up for the attack with a complete push up from short. hallzerk carrying towards center site, though. He really has been a staple player for Dignitas. Can he show why? Well, fully blinded. There's Spiidi to pull. But kressy doubles up as well here. Looks to make it 3. Peeking into staxz is absolutely perfect. And with Denis falling to forest, it'll be a 6th for Dignitas as they pull themselves ahead, and they show us that actually forward onto slaxz. They shut him down, and now Denis, it's all about timing. He spots out these members, he's caught out, and now with slaxz also being dinked down, suddenly Dignitas in a really strong position as they spot out the rotation. forest barrels his way forward, he catches out slaxz. That's the site in control, and now kressy alone in a 1 versus however many choose to challenge him on long. faveN, a beautiful flash towards mid from Spiidi, allows him to shut down HEAP in a 3-on-3. The fact kressy's still alive means that it's going to be a 2-pronged attack, and now as we see this push come forward, faveN, what good can he do?
Well, slaxz needed to go huge on the site and only being able to... So he's going to wrap around with his teammate. The bomb that he's planted for these short members, but I think he's just going to try and hold this and let his teammate fight. But with kressy losing the instant duel, that means that Spiidi's just going to have to continue to tap this bomb, and every time he fires off a shot, it's going to confirm that he's not actually committing to the defuse. He taps it one more time. forest, he'll delay the peak and finally swing out and deal the finishing blow. He knew that there was no time for another fake.
These players get ready to push ahead. slaxz, does he spot out forest? He does, but forest comes out on top nonetheless. And once again, I can't help but think that Sprout really zone. He'll have to swing through a smoke, but for kressy, does he know that forest was on the other side of the smoke? I think he does. There's the kill. And with there being the equalizer, now Denis has to go huge towards Goose. He's got the flash from kressy to help him. There it goes. Then it's second out, see the reaggressment, but as kressy just holds firm, he waits for players to peek into him. The smokes make it almost impossible. And with friberg swinging in to Denis, it's a missed shot. Denis comes out on top. hallzerk instantly there to trade, though. The Spiidi reaggressing forward. There's the kill onto lekro, who was looking for a gun. Now hallzerk in the smoke, finished off by faveN. All on HEAP, dinked down in an afterplant situation. The deagle's good for 1, but not 2. Sprout, they recover beautifully, and they take the round.
Secondary AWP, try and pick up any utility that's lingering about. But there we go. Does go 10-9. They take the lead. They're the first team onto double digits. And
the fact he's changed his mind halfway through is actually really risky, but he's able to hide behind Xbox as the flashes go down. HEAP's the first to fall. He'll look to try and trade, but the flashes are just perfect to keep him back. friberg swung on. The nade finishes friberg as hallzerk trades. And now Denis flashed into this site, drops down, hiding back site, spots out lekro. It's so messy on the spray. He falls. Trade not quite there. hallzerk jumping up is going to make sure that win. And for 2 AWPs to go into a retake, it's almost a impossible task. forest, he falls early on. hallzerk, he's unable to trade. He also falls, and now slaxz is just a machine. lekro on the flank. Does he catch out this diffuser? Well, as faveN taps it, he now needs to get a wiggle on it, but it looks like it's been read perfectly. The defuse comes through. Sprout lead 11-9, and for slaxz, that is a beautiful retake.
Here. And as we go into round number 21, minute 30 on this clock, slaxz on the short angle, repeats. Look how fast that shot is. That's unreal.
slaxz, he is really a massive fear right now, isn't he, Josh?
Still the man advantage here for Sprout and faveN on that jump spot. He will actually see a player towards the door. Off the back of it, he's going to send Spiidi hunting. He's going to fall back. hallzerk though, right through the smoke. How does he hit that shot? That opens the door, and as electro finds faveN, that's it. The B site, it's open. You do not want to let this fall away, and I don't think they've got any loss bonus either. Yeah, they're literally at like $1,900. I suppose that position where we are really losing this round. Denis has just found himself a massive double, and Forrest says, all right, hold my beer. And he goes in and he finds himself all four to get this one done. Unbelievable stuff. Really nice shots, and with it, they will be able to start the scoreline 11-11. We will see another buy here from Sprout, but this is a one that they kind of have to win. They start to group up towards these doors, though. If they walk through, surely they get to right from faveN here. He's spotted the barrels. He can pre-fire, spamming away. He's done so much damage. He pulls out the smoke, but it doesn't matter. Denis is here to support. He can swap out to one of the AK. You look at this economy from Sprout, they've got no money. So holding on to all of these weapons, especially those AKs, which are quite a nice little premium to have.
You'll hear this util go down. slaxz ready for the re-aggression. He spots out the first member. friberg's taken out of mid-air, plucked from the game like a god from above. But kressy, he's able to respond. HEAP proves that slaxz is still mortal. And with that quick little kill, it goes down to a 3-on-5. Aggression from long comes from Brehze, who does so much damage before he falls. faveN lines up the 3K there. Beautiful stuff. And a 13-11 lead for Sprout. Incredible, incredible stuff. And with that, it's going to be down to a really quick defuse. And honestly, that was a really bold round.
It really was, yeah. Sprout, the way that they played that, they were really banking on there being no fast aggression towards short. It's known on short, might be a bit of a fake, but it's not going to rotate any members over, especially as they've been spotted over towards B. But this is where faveN's challenged. He can only find himself one there as they swing together. Forrest, what a headshot to find. If he can find another, then it cements the round. But even without it, I think Sprite might just... Well, I'm not even sure if they're going to be able to hold on to these rifles. kressy does find himself that burst, actually doubles down. He's making this very, very expensive for Dignitas right now, and hallzerk just manages to grab.
Going to have to try and battle kressy to do so. But kressy on the angle, spots out the first member. It's messy for that kill. friberg punishes, and with that, slaxz down. The last man left standing to try and hold. Spots out the first. He realizes that hallzerk will be scoped in on him, so the flash helps him. But if he repeats, hallzerk and friberg both find kills, putting it down to a 2-on-2. And the Spiidi on that re-aggression for a moment. I thought he was about to throw the round by peeking into an AWP, but he comes out on top. And Sprouts with now a 40-12 lead. And this is interesting, Josh. This is a theory I have, and it's a pet peeve of mine. So hallzerk, it all comes down to timing, but hallzerk, he's won that timing. Missed shot from either side. The re-aggressment, though, from faveN is punished, and now as hallzerk barrels his way forward, Sprout have definitely got to hold. Let on to kressy, and once again, it looks like deagle's going to be able to do it. hallzerk comes out on top. hallzerk goes huge.
Numbers, and well, they still lost it. I don't know. I honestly, I don't understand. But either way, they're hunting hard for slaxz's AWP. The flash there, it doesn't work out at all. That's a big mistake to make. But finally, Forrest can re-aggress, and he does find the shot with the flying deagle. So Sprout, they're on to 4C.
Just a straight execute, and as Denis swings wide from window, he's spotted out. He's got to hide. Spiidi does the same, just taking extension towards barrels. There's HEAP for one, letcro for the other, and you may have predicted correctly, Josh. Through the smoke, faveN also falls. slaxz increases to his own. He gets ready to go for the timing play, but even then, what good can hallzerk do? Here goes the timing. letcro falls, turns around, Forrest onto another. kressy now in a 1-versus-4. Good for yet one more for HEAP. 2 falls, and Dignitas, they take map 1, 16-14.
You could tell by the look on Sprout's face, his grammar.
We now move to Dignitas' own map pick of Nuke, Sprout's best map ever. And to get things underway, Forrest is going to execute his teammate. letcro falls, and well, with a bomb forward towards heaven, let's see if slaxz is able to kind of capitalize on that. HEAP falls, will try to double down onto hallzerk as well, with faveN shutting down Forrest. And as faveN finishes the job, it's all on friberg. He's executed by faveN yet again. faveN with a 3K and Sprout with a first. Of course, I'm caster Kremmer 3, and I'm getting a bit of early damage, means that Sprout once again just fanned out. Lucy comes out on top with Denis through the smoke. That's the early kill as HEAP gets taken down. And now for Dignitas,
there's an opportunity for it this time round as hallzerk, he is only down to that scout, but the rest of his teammates have got the rifles, and as he's boosted over the top, that's absolutely perfect. slaxz, he's completely unaware of where he's even died from there. That's beautiful.
That's AUG does a lot of damage though. Denis, he trades, and the scout, while it's good, it's not that good. Lekro gets the next send the matter. It's a back and forth with faveN aggressing from heaven. He's got friberg to worry about over towards CT, and for good reason. friberg, he'll look to try and launch a bit of a counter attack up towards heaven. faveN spots it out, and friberg, as everyone knows on the ladder, you don't have any accuracy whatsoever. And with that, Sprout, they now lead 4-0. Dignitas, Sprout, they're consistently good on both. So for Dignitas, if they're able to maybe get 4 or 5 rounds, they'll be happy, but even then, they're at this rate going to be hard pressed for even that. slaxz is aggressive towards outside. It is 3-on-3. friberg's the one who kind of hovers around these smokes, get ready to catch out the odd member, but even then, as he shifts back down towards garage, friberg, he should be able to ring true. It's actually faveN onto HEAP to get the first kill, and with that,
very challenged as soon as they make any noise. Remember, to get onto this B site, they have to make noise. They either have to open a door or break a window. Yep. It's the former, but friberg somehow wins the duel, and through the smoke, they're going to get this bomb down, and now they're in a 2v2, and a very winnable one at that.
Slaxz got to friberg. That's a beautiful shot. hallzerk now left alone in a 1 versus 2 as he gets ready to just cower towards the vents. hallzerk, he's had a fairly quiet start to this game, but he hasn't really had an AWP at all, so I still think he could be a bit scary, and because he's just completely danced around slaxz there, it's a beautiful recovery as slaxz falls. Now faveN in a 1v with this bomb, but as that bomb is tapped once more, he'll swing wide. He misses the shots, but he's out of time. Dignitas, they find their first round, and Sprouts, they're able to save the AWP though as a silver lining, but nonetheless, Dignitas, they'll be happy enough with that.
I think there's a little gap there. Maybe he saw the legs and didn't want to fire through. I'm not sure. Either way, whether they have the information or not, Denis is there, and that is a beautiful opening headshot. And I love the fact that he doesn't fight any further either. Falls away, waits for the support to come in from ramp. Then he can get his crossfire established. Forrest and friberg do even out the numbers back into a 3-on-3. But with friberg on such low health, there we go. He saves it. He gets himself a kill. But in the meantime, slaxz gets another. faveN gets one more, and slaxz finishes off the job. A beautiful shot there onto Forrest to finish out the round, and it's going to be 6 here for Sprout as this defuse will come through.
Dignitas with a really shaky buy ahead as well. With the bomb plant, sure it helps, but because they've already just won a round, it means that their round loss bonus is. And this might be that first hit we see.
Well, faveN on the other side of this smoke, fully blinded, he sprays away, he does a fair amount of damage, and he actually goes back up the ladder. That's the biggest mistake he makes in that round, because as soon as he dances his way back up, he makes loads of noise off of the back of being blinded.
Yeah.
And yeah, it cost them the round. Maybe they were concussion grenades, not just flashbangs. Not that you get those in Counter-Strike.
It could have been that up, so it does help them. It is that silver lining. And for Dignitas, again, they just need 4 or 5 rounds just to tick them through because they have such a reliable
weapons. There's really not too much there for them to work with. No loss bonus means that we do see this deagle come out on Spiidi, kressy down to that MP9, but it doesn't matter. slaxz, nice and aggressive. He knows that he needs to be a catalyst. He needs to be someone that finds an opening pick and gets his team going, and he does exactly that. Denis, trying to work with the gap in the smoke, but hallzerk abuses it the other way.
Plant here. Let's see if they're able to do just that. Any second now, we'll see them push their way forward. And for kressy, there's the first kill. There's not quite a second. hallzerk low on HP, and allows Lekro to swing onto faveN. Man advantage now for Sprouts. As they
away from this one, carrying that AWP and the AK into the next. But with it, they'll have Dignitas onto 3, who are quite nicely recovering this one. And remember,
2-1.
I think we all said it was going to be a 2-0 to Sprout, so
yeah, we
under the bus there.
I can't give my prediction. I can't ask myself a prediction. I need to ask you, and then you throw it back to me.
Fine, but you said earlier it was going to be a 2-0 Sprout.
I thought it'd be a stomp. I thought it'd be a stomp.
We all did, yeah. And Dignitas, they've really quite nicely proved us wrong. So we do find ourselves in a position where HEAP is called upon to clutch right now, and in this 2 versus 1, a minute 15 on this clock, he should be able to quite comfortably get down to this B site and get this bomb planted without contention. So it gives us a few seconds, Grandma. Actually, maybe it doesn't. Swinging towards the squeaky door. Yeah, HEAP will be eliminated. Denis does time that one out quite nicely. And Sprout, they do take it to 7, so they are recovering.
We didn't quite see. And at 7-3 down, we see aggression from Spiidi. Good for 1 before he's traded out by hallzerk. And because of the mollies, it means that Sprout can't really aggress from heaven. But with faveN already in vents and with Denis already on single door, for Sprout, they are really well equipped to try and defend this site. And as Denis just tries to draw their attention away, faveN's going to go for the element of surprise. He's mollied out of position, but he's mollied forward rather than backwards. HEAP punishes that. HEAP doubles down onto Denis as well. And in a 4-on-2, Josh, I think we're going to see slaxz and kressy just go and save.
Yeah, definitely going to be a save call, but that's whether they can actually go and save or not. kressy expecting to see it.
Could have said it better myself. It's interesting to see who's going to be the man to watch out for on the Dignitas side now that they've kind of taken properly. You need a very... Usually you need a foothold on the site, whether it be a fast rotate, whether it be one of the players having to plant, whether it be someone who's hiding in a smoke. You can't just muscle your way into a site, especially in a 5-on-5, especially when they know you're coming. And it's a wise move from Sprouts. And though you might even be able to get a few exits here for Dignitas, the bomb plant means that they're not really going to have to worry about their money for a bit, so these exits don't mean much. But at 7-5, but as the mollies go out, Dignitas, they'll show their presence. They actually go loud from heaven. And as they get ready for this attack, Sprout, they don't really have too much of a defense. HEAP flanking on lobby as well. faveN needs to go absolutely huge here, otherwise he's in a lot of trouble. And as Natus is just almost mollies to death, there's faveN to full. The U2 usage is absolutely perfect as HEAP comes into the flank, and that is a very clean execution from Dignitas.
Well, as kressy grabs this AK, I think he might just fall away from this. Sprout, it's definitely worth the save call here, and I don't disagree with it at all, but it's so heartbreaking to see on your CT side so many rounds where it's just huge opportunity. I think kressy and Spiidi right now will be pretty disappointed that they weren't able to get back into this one. But with it, Dignitas will be able to take 6. So a 7-6 scoreline, I think that kind of tailors towards an 8-7. I'm not sure which way that's going to go, but I'll be very surprised if we don't see an 8.
I'm really interested to see who the kind of true victors will be of this half, because Sprout, they're facing a prospect of being reset. Dignitas, they're showing a lot of momentum now, and as we get ready for this hold, we go over to see faveN get ready for the squeaky push, with no one being shown though. There's HEAP to go aggressive. The timing is just perfect, and as he gets the initial kill, now kressy back sight has to go absolutely huge. But as the vent players get ready, Denis carrying the vent, still looks to make his way forward. friberg spots it out. That's so messy by Denis. He falls. kressy's already fallen on the A site elsewhere, and it's straight down to a save for Sprouts.
Well, it's just another save here from Sprout, but oh no, with slaxz missing that shot, that's actually going to be a retrieved AWP here for lekr0. He's not going to hold on to it, he's just going to throw it away, make sure that it's not retrievable. And there we go, 7-7. So it's that guaranteed 8-7 half that we were talking about before.
He's caught out, cursed by timing there, as Dignitas barrel their way forward. More mollies go down, as slaxz is forced to hide. lekr0 onto Denis, there's the opening, and then it is fully ramp control.
Dignitas looking like they might actually be able to make this 8 kremmer. This would be unreal if they can do so. But lekr0 finding another headshot, that's unreal. Timing, it comes down to what he clears. He should have spotted the member on site, but no, he hasn't reacted to it.
Well, there's kressy good for one, as well as faveN being good for another. There's the trade eventually onto kressy. That'll stop him, but faveN's still alive. Means he's still showing presence as he gets ready to go above for this smoke. It's a nice kill onto Forest, putting it down to a 2-on-2. A beautiful recovery now as friberg responds onto Spiidi. faveN now on for a 4K if he wants to win this with only 28 HP remaining. Luck. Well, he might be able to tap that bomb once he does just that. He looks to stick it, and as he holds it, friberg will just execute him. It's going to be 8-7. Dignitas leading at the end of the half in what has turned out to be a very, very big turn of affairs. Sprout
pistol, and it's an important round for them to pick up. And as they dart towards this A site, they don't get off to very much early success.
They don't indeed, and as we see, just back and forth kills. It's down to Spiidi, the last man left standing, alone in a 1 versus 3. He cowers over towards Mini. He's almost scared to push his way in, and if he dares do so, then he's going to be executed by these Dignitas members who have spotted him out. He's good for friberg. He still fights back, but he's got 2 more to worry about. lekr0
He gets to think, though. That makes this very doable, but taking some damage from those USPs, and the second that Forest swings and gets him with the body shot, that's it. It's crosshair, it goes, they want it, because they have control elsewhere, and he's still in this aggressive angle towards the vending machines, and there we go. Swings right out, finds himself a headshot, and they're going to go for the hyper aggression off of it. That's brilliant.
It absolutely is. 3 quick kills, and now for Denis and Spiidi, our 2 members of standing have got to barrel their way in through Mini into the awaiting arms of Forest, who will deliver them to death's door. Dignitas, they win their bonus, they convert it, and with an 11 as he drops on down, lekr0 spots him out. lekr0 misses the shot. He recovers beautifully though, and now this should spur on the attack towards ramp. kressy, there's the flash that allows him to push forward right into the awaiting arms of hallzerk, who's good for 1 as he backs away. HEAP will be there to assist. slaxz needs to be careful as he falls, as does Denis. It's all on faveN, alone in a 1 versus 5, and as he tries to just outmaneuver his opponents, we'll see faveN tease a peek towards ramp, trying to catch out the odd member wherever possible, and as he pushes his way forward, now will he be able to catch out the odd member? No, he won't. He comes out on top. We see Dignitas with a 30-7 lead and a complete shut.
And then right here, just when you think he's run out of bullets, he uses his final 3 in the barrel to actually finish off the member. Kressy almost makes this clutch happen, but with time pressure and no bomb, he had no choice but to drop down and face into Electro, who was ready and waiting for him.
As we get ready for this attack, let's see who's able to come out on top, at least with this push coming through. When honestly, as we see this push coming through, Electro for 2 quick kills. It's down to Sprout. Have 2 players left once again. Sure, faveN kills HEAP, but what does it matter, Josh? What does it matter? It isn't working.
They start to work their way towards Hut. Friberg's going to be on this side. He's got support from Forest, who's going to swing Squeaky Door, find the kill onto Spiidi. It all falls onto faveN's shoulders now to try and prevent Dignitas from getting onto map point and try and keep his team in this. If they lose this round, they won't have any money to work with. A beautiful headshot there onto Friberg, but as he walks out, he's not expecting Forest up top, and it will be 15 here for Dignitas. Maximum $4,000 here for Sprout going into this next round. So they're trying to play a little more discipline. They're trying to play this one a bit slower. But as they work out towards this A site, Electro's there to spam them away, and right through that smoke, they'll take the man advantage. Denis can find one back, but as Forest responds, slaxz gets a team kill. That's not the time you want to see one of those.
Oh boy.
This is looking like they should just be able to close this one out, and Spiidi, as soon as he falls, that should be it. 2 members on the site, the Molotov in place, and as soon as he's funneled into this left-hand side, he does find himself that first, but hallzerk on the angle, the flash, it's perfect. They should be able to pincher him in here, and there we go. HEAP on the flank, the Tech 9, it's not even a Tech 9, it's a deagle to finish off the job, and it's going to be a very, very dominant win there for Dignitas. And look at that, friberg dancing. You know that they're